Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to talk about a few things: the RSI Voyager Direct Stores changes, the evolution of shopping in Star Citizen, and UEC, Alpha UEC, REC, real money, as well as lifetime insurance, pay to win, and the game's future monetization. There are a lot of currencies in Star Citizen at the moment. REC, or REC, is obtained by playing Arena Commander in Star Marine and allows you to get items for Arena Commander in Star Marine. REC allows you to rent equipment for those modules via the Electronic Access Store on the RSI website currently, although this may well be phased into all being done in-game in the near future. Alpha UEC is the short-term alpha currency that you can use to purchase items in Star Citizen's Alpha PU. In 3.0, this is just ship items, commodities, and FPS gear. You can only earn Alpha UEC in-game by buying and selling commodities or completing missions. Alpha UEC and any purchases made with it are reset every major patch. So in this case, 3.1 in March, 3.2 in June, 3.3 in September, and 3.4 in December should all see Alpha UEC resets of both the purchases and the amount of Alpha UEC you have. 3.1 in March should have the ability to purchase ships in-game with Alpha UEC, and more items will become available from every patch to patch. Real money can be currently used to purchase ships, game packages, voluntary subscriptions, land claims, and UEC, though not Alpha UEC. The voluntary subscriptions give you little bits of hangar flare every month and access to behind-the-scenes stuff and like a free ship to fly every month, but it's kind of cool things and it doesn't give you any form of in-game advantage. Funds generated from those subscriptions go towards CIG's community shows, so Around the Verse, Reverse the Verse, Bug Smashers, all that sort of jazz. UEC is the currency that the game will use when it goes live, and will be more usable once Star Citizen's PU is fully released, basically. I say more readily there, as there is a Voyager Direct Store on the RSI website. This could potentially change with the new website coming out within the next couple of weeks. The reason I mention this is because the prices of many of the items have changed and dropped drastically in that UEC store. For example, the Omnisky 3, which is quite a powerful laser cannon, was 12,000 UEC and is now 3,350 UEC. So that's quite a drop in price. Purchases of these items should be permanent on your account, at least until the full game is out, and even then, CIG customer service said that there is a plan to be able to get these sort of items back, potentially at a discount if you did lose them, and they were insured, though that will all be entirely done with UEC in-game. You don't have to put more real money into it or anything like that. There is a few bugs in 3.0's persistence, however, that means sometimes that these items, even if you purchase them in the UEC store, and they basically are account bound after you do that, they don't appear, or they can be like lost. They are working on that bug though. For people that purchased UEC items from the website a while ago, however, hopefully CIG should allow us to melt the older items, which are worth a lot more UEC if you see what I mean, or give us the difference back in UEC. That is certainly something that I will be pushing for, although I'm biased because I have bought a lot of UEC items. I believe the plan is still to phase Voyager Direct Shop out at some point, and then have all UEC purchases made in game, and that should be true of REC as well. CIG do intend to sell game packages, voluntary subs, and UEC after release. The sale of UEC is to help regulate the black market sales and gold miners that you get in every MMO, but also to help fund the persistent universe of the game after release. They want the game to go on for at least 10 years, and I suspect more like 15, and CIG will explore other avenues if appropriate or necessary to fund the game after release, but this will be discussed with the community if and when. I'd be quite happy to see highly detailed skins for weapons, ships, and armour to be sold, that sort of stuff. If they want to work on making pretty things, they say, you can have this really pretty ship skin. Obviously you can make your own and you can paint your own ships or whatever, but you can have this really intricate, cool dragon on your ship or whatever. REC items for Star Marine Arena Commander, maybe they could sell them. I mean, potentially they could do loot boxes, although just the term loot box and loot crates cause so much anger that they're probably best to avoid them now. I'd also be okay with concept ships being sold after release. I want more ships in-game, and if it's handled correctly, we get a lot more variety to play with. I do not want to see predatory tactics when it comes to loot boxes and things like that in-game that cause people that have slightly addictive personalities to more compulsively purchase things. Pay to win. It's obviously important to talk about pay to win when you're talking about real money purchases and the monetization of any game. Ship sales, although certainly giving a time advantage, aren't necessarily pay to win, as you can obtain everything in Star Citizen's game once the game goes live. Currently in a 1v1 in Arena Commander, a more expensive dogfighter like a Sabre will wreck an Aurora. Not all of the time, but most of it. But you can play Vandal Swarm or Racing or other Arena Commander modes in general and get the wreck to actually rent a Sabre yourself even now. Yes, some ships are better than others at particular tasks. There are ships that are very good at dogfighting, otherwise progression wouldn't be a thing in the game. The nature of Star Citizen's persistent universe when compared to 1v1 dogfighting in Arena Commander, however, is that of multi-crew. You need players to crew your ships. You need money and, well, UEC in this case, to maintain your ships and to buy all the components and bits for them. All skill is literally based on players being good at the game and learning the mechanics. There are many ships with loads of different focus jobs and roles, not just combat. There are NPCs and security forces that, when the game starts, will have fully geared military ships that will wreck you if you go into the wrong areas anyway. And there are areas in space that are not going to be PvP orientated. The starting zones, for example, are going to be policed by the UEE, and people trying to turn up and going, haha, you've got an Aurora, I've got a Sabre, I'm going to wreck you, will be in for a very horrible surprise once they get wrecked by the security forces. So, certainly, if someone buys a Sabre, they are going to have a quick start, short-term advantage, potentially, if they're grinding short-range combat missions. And if that sort of thing worries you, or you are one of the players that wants to rush off into a more PvP or dangerous zone to potentially make more money at the beginning of the game, then it's probably best that you join an organisation. There are thousands of them available, all run by players. Some of them have thousands of players in as well, and you can fly together, escort things together, borrow ships, crew larger ones, do things as a group so that you are not in a 1v1 situation. Moving forward, Star Citizen does need to be careful with its monetization, as it previously sold things like land claims that caused, understandably, anger in the community, as it makes CIG look greedy, or greedier, though it's pretty much the same thing as selling ships. It just doesn't look good. That said, land claims that they've sold afford you UEE protection in UEE-controlled space. Other areas do not need any form of land claim, so it was an interesting thing. It was like UEE protection. Also, it was mentioned that lifetime insurance, a perk that you get for purchasing a ship during its concept shield, will cover the hull of your ship. So basically, you don't have to worry about insurance, though anything that you change on the ship, or if you want better insurance beyond lifetime insurance, or you want to cover your cargo or whatever, you will have to pay for. Lifetime insurance is just a basic insurance that will be on your ship forever, though it might not be the best insurance that you can get. You still might have to pay a percentage back to get that ship back at a quicker rate or whatever. For larger ships, that could potentially be days that you'd have to wait for them. Now, there was another thing mentioned recently that any money purchased item or ship, whether it's lost or destroyed, if it didn't have insurance, if the insurance ran out, then it would be recoverable at the cost of UEC. And it's expected that that will be a lot of UEC, but think of it as a basic statutory insurance or whatever. That's the current kind of plans anyway. That would be very useful if you'd lost a hard-to-get ship like a Sabre Raven. You don't mind paying the cost for it, but it's hard to get. So that would allow you to get back one rather than have it lost forever, is the idea, I suppose. As soon as they talk about it more, whether it be insurance or pretty much anything, we'll get a video up on it. I'm interested to see what people think about like the very basic statutory insurance on ships. Even if you have to pay like 80-90% of the cost to get them back, you still get them back as a discount, and it makes you feel slightly more protected, but you'll still be able to buy insurance for ships. You shouldn't go out without insuring your ship, and the insurance will be available at quite a minor UEC cost. I'm interested to know what people think about CIG's potential monetization of the PU. What's appropriate? Do you have any ideas for monetization? What would annoy you? And what do you think about that statutory insurance on ships, even if it's really expensive or whatever? So please tell me. Every month we have a giveaway for a ship for January 2018. It's the Hammerhead Gunboat, donated by our featured org IDF, the Intergalactic Defence Force. They are a lawful organisation that focus on trade, security, escorting, and teamwork, but will dabble in all the other areas of the game. Links are below if you're interested in checking them out. They've got an active Discord and are playing 3.0 now. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that hammerhead, though, is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on any of my Star Citizen videos during the month. Do you have any questions about what we talked about UEC, Alpha UEC, the monetization of the game, lifetime insurance, pay to win, whatever? You can chuck them in the comments below. You don't have to agree with me. You can have a totally different opinion, and I will read it, and I'll go, I listen to your opinion. That's the idea of this. A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, you can find links to Patreon down below, as well as everything else we've talked about. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me. You take care, and I'll see you in the verse.